Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Today we're going to talk about the future of the Dead by Daylight Stranger Things crossover. More specifically, we're going to talk about if this collaboration is actually a possibility for the future and what exactly happened in the past. Were those leaks real? Was Stranger Things actually going to return to Dead by Daylight at one point? That's kind of where our story starts here today, so we're going to talk about the 2022 leaks and clarify exactly what happened, and I'll kind of also give my thoughts about the entire thing too. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm also live on Twitch right now streaming the Dead by Daylight Killer Tourney. We had some pretty crazy upsets last stream, and it's only going to get more crazy as the tournament progresses. Definitely come swing by my Twitch and check it out if you're interested in watching that tourney. Link for that in the description below. So on Twitter, a DBD spoiler Twitter account named Dweet posted a thread about the Stranger Things 2022 leaks, questioning like, was it real, was it not? And there's a lot of misconceptions about the entire situation, and Dweet just kind of wanted to clarify two things that happened in the past with these leaks from last year. Dweet said, so to start off, it's important to understand that there were two separate leaks regarding the Stranger Things last summer. One was fake, one was real. In early of June 2022, there was an NDA and a project leaked. This was a Vecna model, and it said that the chapter would come back in December and that part 2 would follow with a Joyce Byers legendary cosmetic as a reward to those who owned it prior. This is actually a screenshot of the NDA. I actually received this as an email like before DBD Leaks even said anything about it, and I was like, I'm not about to like post something that's like on an NDA for a Stranger Things chapter. So this is something that I was like thought I knew behind the scenes that I just didn't really say anything, and I actually can confirm the second part of the story here that Dweet's talking about. As you can tell, this leak was fake. It was began by some people who also trolled Fortnite leakers into thinking it was coming back there. This is something that I also confirmed too. I actually messaged the Fortnite leakers behind the scenes and was like, hey, who is the person who leaked the Fortnite, Stranger Things is returning to Fortnite? And it was the same person going by the same alias. They also lied about the DBD Fortnite collab. The Vecna model in the NDA was found and debunked. This was something that was found online, this Vecna model, so it was totally fabricated. And then in July, a video appeared showcasing a new map in development. So this is a second leak that Dweet is talking about right here. This map was a new Hawkins variation and featured the Rainbow Room from season 4 of Stranger Things. One of the reasons that it was taken as fake is because actually at the bottom of the screen it says Demo Dash, which is not what it should say. It should say Channel Abyss instead. So for that reason, this leak was taken as fake initially, like maybe someone who created this fake leak had accidentally put the wrong thing there. And after that, it was confirmed to be real. It was sourced from the same person who leaked the RE2 chapter, The Night, Roots of Dread, and more. The video also featured a reworked basement. This feature didn't come into the game until months after this leak. I already kind of went into the basement of this leaked Stranger Things map, and I found that it was not consistent with the new basement layout, right? There was a new basement layout that came in after this leak happened, but before the Stranger Things chapter was supposed to return. And this new Dead by Daylight basement did not look like the same prototype as this Stranger Things leak video. So I kind of saw that as a red flag. This was 100% confirmation that a chapter 2 was in the works. While no characters were confirmed, we gather that it would have been Vecna as a killer. This map was very early in development, and it could very well be scrapped now. This does not mean Stranger Things is coming back. The reason you might see people saying the Stranger Things leaks were fake is because these two separate leaks happened pretty much at the same time. With the first being debunked as fake, it made the second one seem fake too. It was always 100% real. So that they're pretty much saying like the NDA here was fake with the Vecna and all that NDA was fake. That was a total troll, but the Stranger Things map was actually 100% confirmed to be real. I'm actually not sure how I feel about all of it. My question to this whole situation would be like, if they actually had a map in the works and they were developing a Stranger Things Part 2 chapter, one, why didn't the new stuff ever return? Was that scheduled? Do we have any word of that being scheduled? I'd expect to see the new stuff return first and then a second chapter come in after. And two, how is that even possible that they actually had negotiations and contracts signed? They were literally working on the content and then it got scrapped. That seems pretty crazy to me. Like, we all know about Stranger Things leaving DBD, and that was this big dramatic situation between Behavior and Netflix. They're pretty much saying that that is what happened again. They're saying that it's possible that this has been scrapped. I've been trying to think, is it at all possible that Stranger Things is an upcoming chapter in this game? Like, we know that the next chapter has a new map. For a second I was wondering, like, could Stranger Things be that chapter and we're actually going to be getting this new map coming in with the chapter? Or furthermore, chapter 30 is a licensed chapter but no new map. Could that somehow be like a Vecna paragraph with the return of the Stranger Things content coming around that time? And to me, this does not seem likely because Matthew Cote said in an interview that he has not actually contacted Netflix any time in the past. I think Matthew Cote is being honest there, whether he's saying that they haven't been able to contact them since they removed Stranger Things from the game, or they haven't been able to contact them since this second scrapped chapter. I'm not really sure. But the bottom line is, the most current thing that we really have from Behavior about the status of Stranger Stranger Things is that interview from Matthew Cote. There's been a lot that's happened since Stranger Things was removed from the game that actually could turn some heads over at Netflix. We have that petition that we did that has 45,000 signatures to bring Stranger Things back into Dead by Daylight. If you want your voice to be heard in this entire thing, I definitely recommend signing that petition. It's totally free. That's been signed by 45,000 people. Netflix is getting spammed after every single one of their posts that people want to see that collaboration in Dead by Daylight happen again. Netflix is getting spammed all the time about people wanting Stranger Things back in Dead by Daylight. This makes me wonder, like, would the higher ups have actually heard about this? It seems likely that this has got to be something on their radar. What would it take to actually change their mind and say, like, okay, let's just bring this back into Dead by Daylight? Would Behavior want to work with Netflix again after a situation like that? I'm actually not really sure. Like, would Behavior be like, they kind of burned the bridge with us, we had to let our entire community down, it was not a good time, we don't want that to happen again? And are they on bad terms with Netflix now? I'm not really sure. If Netflix were to reach out to Behavior, would Behavior just be like, no, we're sorry, we've moved on, we have other licenses coming into the game and we just want to focus on that in our community? Or would Behavior be okay with it and kind of write the contract such that that just can't happen again? Because this really was one of the biggest chapters to ever come into the game. So that really hurts the game when you take out the license for one of the biggest chapters. Dweet also posted a thread talking about the Bubba removal and all of those rumors that actually didn't turn out to happen. Dweet here is clarifying some information. I actually didn't cover this in a video, so we're going to cover it now because it does actually kind of relate to the Stranger Things stuff. I believe the whole Bubba removal rumors happened at the beginning of this year, sometime like near January of 2023. It began with Bubba's perks being found with a new unlicensed parameters in the PTB. So remember, this is how the perks appeared on the PTB. We had some alternative name that appeared to not really be licensed. And as you can see, this post was from January 5th on Dweet's account. So this was at the beginning of January when all of these rumors started. This was suspicion enough as it did seem to hint towards the removal of the license. People were also wondering if this was going to be concurrent with the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, if the license holders just really wanted to focus on that game and that project instead. After some speculation amongst their community, DBD Leaks then confirmed its removal as per their source. This same source had leaked the entire year's worth of content previously, and this is something that DBD Leaks confirmed, and then it turned out to not be true. And then DBD Leaks actually did receive some backlash. I think there's just a lot of unnecessary backlash for no good reason that happens on Twitter. DBD Leaks is right about things the vast majority of the time, but if this was from the same source, then there's a kind of some things I want to bring up here. If this is from the same person who leaked the entire year's worth of content, I'm wondering if this is the same person who leaked the Resident Evil Part 2, The Night, The Roots of Dread, and more, as Dweet said right here. Well, then we have some misinformation going around in the leaks community if that is the case, because there have been leaks that have not been correct in the past year. For example, DBD Leaks actually confirmed at one point that the Night chapter was going to be licensed. Then they later changed that to the Night chapter is going to be based on a license, and actually the license was For Honor. So there was some misinformation with that leak at first. At first, it seemed confirmed to be licensed, and then it was changed to, well, it's just going to be original, but based on a license. The second leak was that Stranger Things leak video, which actually turned out to never come into the game, and now DBD Leaks is saying it's possible that it's been scrapped. And the third leak that turned out to not be true was this Bubba leak. Apparently, there's rumors going around that lots of people thought that it was some sort of trap, like an internal fake leak of behavior that was trying to catch one of their employees red-handed. All of these leaks that have turned out to not be true, I think for each one individually, so I'm talking about the Stranger Things leak, the possible For Honor license leak, and the Bubba leaving leak. I think one of two things happened in each situation. One is that internal fake leaks were going around behavior to try and catch whoever was leaking all of this stuff. I'm not really sure if Dweet here is confirming that it's all by the same person or not, but make no mistake, that behavior employee is going to be working in some department that's going to be getting some information, but not necessarily all of it. So one possibility is that the leaker in behavior is receiving fake leaks and actually leaking that to DBD Leaks, which probably increases their chances of getting caught, honestly. Like, behavior probably knows which departments are receiving which fake leaks if that's what's happening behind the scenes. And the second possibility, and I want to remind you, this is case by case for all three of these leaks, is that these were actually initially true. The Bubba removal, the For Honor being a licensed chapter, the Stranger Things return to Dead by Daylight, like these, some of those could have actually been true and they were actually scrapped later. According to Dweet here, DBD was given a less than favorable offer to keep Bubba and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre license, and behavior didn't want to accept this. The process to end the license agreement was moved forward, and then behavior decided to accept the offer. Upon seeing the leaks, especially from DBD Leaks, behavior agreed to accept this offer, thus keeping Bubba in the game, and it discredited those who were saying it was true. It may seem from left field, but it's exactly what happened. I don't know how certain DBD Leaks is about all of this, but that seems kind of crazy to me. You think that behavior would make a big financial decision, like if this was a less than favorable offer, if that's actually true. You think behavior would decide to go forward with a bad deal just to discredit leakers? Do game companies actually do that? At the end of the day, the top priority is to make the most money. Does discrediting DBD leaks actually do that? So Behavior accepted the offer and discredited DBD leaks posts about the Bubba, and it actually worked. If you bring up DBD leaks now, it's always people calling them liars due to the Bubba situation. I don't think DBD leaks are liars by any stretch of the imagination. It majorly impacted their credibility despite them not being wrong. I think that's kind of the nature of being in leaks for games. Sometimes they turn out to be fake or scrapped. I don't think I think anyone who calls DBD leaks a liar is kind of misguided. Out of all three of those alleged scrapped leaks, the Bubba removal, the For Honor kind of being the licensed knight, and the Stranger Things leak, the Stranger Things leak has seemed the most concrete because we've actually gotten some hard evidence of it being true. On Twitter, Dweet said, if we spam every single Netflix geek post, then so be it. Let's make our voices heard. Whether we get anywhere with it or not, I adore the passion our entire community has for this beloved series. So now if you just go to any Netflix geek Twitter post, you can see that it's being spammed that people want Stranger Things back in Dead by Daylight, which is really crazy to see. So now like every single post that Netflix geek posts about is being blown up about this. So regardless of what Stranger Things return leaks were true and which ones were not, do you think that the amount of attention that this is receiving on Twitter and just on YouTube now when I post videos like this, do you think Netflix would reconsider bringing back this license into the game? They did time the release of that first Stranger Things chapter with season 2 of Stranger Things, and I was thinking if that map leak is actually something that's in the works, or they're going to change their mind and actually renew the license with Dead by Daylight, I wonder if it would be timed with the season 5 release of Stranger Things. And let's talk about that release date. The production status of season 5 is actually officially delayed. I think this has to do with the writer's strike that's going on right now. The first writers meeting where they're going to start writing season 5 of Stranger Things was on August 2nd of last year. Last year there was confirmation that season 5 was eyeing a May 2023 film start date, but this is the most current information that we actually have for when Stranger Things season 5 is coming to Netflix. With a delay in the start of the production with Stranger Things season 5, any release date will be pushed back by at least a few months. With a year of filming planned and potentially not starting until the end of summer, any hope of a 2024 release date is over. At the earliest, we can now expect Stranger Things season 5 to be released on Netflix sometime in the spring or summer of 2025. So I think when discussing if it's possible for Stranger Things to return to Dead by Daylight, just like the schedule for season 5 definitely seems relevant, as well as just how are their collaborations going, because we recently just saw a new collaboration with Roblox. We haven't seen any major games in the Netflix gaming space for Stranger Things yet, and the vice president of video games and licensing over at Netflix told us to expect a really big Stranger Things game to come out sometime in the future, because we haven't seen anything like that. So the future of the Stranger Things and DBD crossover rely on 3 things in my opinion. One is, would all of the voices of the community actually turn some heads over at Netflix? There was that Stranger Things Day incident that happened when they were going to release a big secret, and people thought that was going to be the return of Stranger Things into Dead by Daylight, and people were spamming that and really hopeful for that. We have our petition with 45,000 signatures. Netflix Geeked is getting spammed on every post that people want to see Dead by Daylight and Stranger Things collab again. 2 is how the Netflix gaming campaign actually works out. We have yet to see any really big Stranger Things games for that. And 3 is actually that season 5 release date. We'll definitely post more videos if any new information comes out about this, if there's any leaks, rumors, or speculations, anything like that. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to be up to date with the Stranger Things and Dead by Daylight status. And again, reminder, I'm live on Twitch right now streaming that Dead by Daylight Killer Tourney. Link for that in the description below. That does it for this video. Goodbye.